What are your feelings going back? Appreciation, a little bittersweetness? What?
Nah, I mean, listen, my wife and I, our family, we've got a lot of great memories, back there. I've spent, 8 or 9 years there, once with Coach Reed and once obviously as the head coach, and brought that city a championship and something to be proud of, obviously, and really looking forward to getting back there and just I understand that city, I understand the passion for football, but now I'm on the other side, right? And it's still a long way away. It's 7 days away or 6 days away, but we've got to prepare this week like we have these last couple of weeks. But I'm looking forward to it, getting back up there. It's been a great place. We did a lot of good things there, and looking forward to hopefully the welcome.
I'm not sure what kind of welcome Doug Pederson's going to get, even though, and Peter, we had this conversation 3 weeks ago as Russell Wilson was preparing to return to Seattle. The propriety, the etiquette, the wisdom of booing Russell Wilson. They should not boo Doug Pederson. And I know that I'm speaking to the wrong fan base here. This guy won you your only Super Bowl ever, and he got fired. He didn't want to leave. He'd still be there. He got fired. He got told to leave. So I hope that if there's anyone on earth, other than Nick Foles maybe, that they wouldn't boo, that Doug Pederson is that person.
Mike, I totally agree. I don't understand the logic, first of all. I understand the logic during the game of booing Russell Wilson, okay? But I don't understand the logic when he goes out for warm-ups before the game of booing the living crap out of him, which the Seattle crowd did. It was ridiculous. Same thing at Lincoln Financial Field on Sunday either. But I'm 65 years old. I err on the side of etiquette. And most people who are diehard fans obviously don't. But I do want to mention one thing about this team that Doug Pederson is bringing into this game. And that is this. There are 32 teams in the NFL, okay? The number 2 team in the NFL right now in scoring margin, points for versus points against, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've scored 46 more points than their opponents when they've played. That is significant. And I don't discount. I don't say, well, Jacksonville doesn't have a chance. I think they got a chance. I mean, their pass rush has been really, really good. I may have underrated Trayvon Walker coming out of the draft. We'll see how that goes. But this is an impressive team. This is not a fluky team. It's an impressive team after 3 weeks.
Yeah, 62-10 is the margin of victory in the last 2 wins for the Jacksonville Jaguars. In hindsight, I don't know how they lost to Washington to start the season. They have been phenomenal. The shutout of the Colts, the obliteration of the Los Angeles Chargers. This team is for real. Sims has been all over them. They're kind of like the Bengals from last year in that you look at them and you think they're not supposed to be good. You look at the uniforms. You look at the players. It's like, wait, they're not supposed to be good. Why are they good? Oh, crap, they're good. And they're going to benefit from that because they aren't yet a measuring stick team. Now, maybe if they beat the Eagles, they'll become a measuring stick team on the fly, and other teams will have to reconfigure their assessment when they see that the Jaguars are next up on the schedule. But this is a game that the Jaguars could win, and I think you throw in the Doug Pederson factor, and it makes them even more dangerous because he's going to be even more motivated to want to go in there and prove that the Eagles were wrong for throwing him overboard. Now, I'm sure the Jaguar players are very happy that they have him instead of Urban Meyer, but this team is good enough, especially on defense, to match with an Eagles team that has been dominant this year. Yes, they lost, or they haven't lost a game, excuse me. They were in a close game week 1 against the Lions where the final score did not suggest dominance. They were dominant in that game. They were dominant against the Vikings. They were extremely dominant against the Commanders on the same field where the Commanders beat the Jaguars. And I don't put any stock in those dotted line comparisons, but the point is the Eagles have been dominant 3 out of 3 weeks. And it's going to take everything the Jaguars have to beat them, but they can.
Yeah. And, the other part of this game, Mike, is, the institutional knowledge that Doug Pederson has about some of the players on this team. I mean, and you can start with Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts is a different player than the one who was a second-round pick, 3 years ago. So I'm not necessarily saying that Pederson has a huge advantage in this game. All I'm saying is that I think he will laugh in the face of getting the crap booed out of him. He doesn't care. He's not playing in the game. And I think that this is really a measuring stick game for Trevor Lawrence. And I love the fact that Trevor Lawrence has played well so far, but he hasn't gone into anybody's pit of despair, has he? Has he really won a game or competed on semi-equal footing in one of the hardest places in the NFL to play? He hasn't. This game, to me, is a lot for Trevor Lawrence, is going to be a lot like a really tough ACC game, whatever one of those would be, in a place that there's 85,000 people screaming against you. I just don't think he's had that yet in the NFL, and that's why this is a measuring stick game for Trevor Lawrence.
Here's what Doug Pederson should do. He should bring his Super Bowl ring with him. He should put it on his finger. He can choose which one, and he should have it ready to go. And maybe that's what he should do. If they boo him, he should move the Super Bowl ring from the ring finger to the middle finger if they boo him. Because, again, he was one of the people most responsible for the Super Bowl championship that the folks in Philadelphia got to enjoy. And what I was going to say earlier about the statue, statue. What I was going to say about the statue was something about pigeons pooping all over it and making some sort of a parallel to booing Doug Pederson. It sounded a lot better in my brain. But there's the statue. Two guys no longer in Philadelphia. Both have been with the Jaguars. Foles previously, Pederson now, and here comes Pederson. Please don't boo him, Philadelphia. You should be thanking him for your Super Bowl championship. We take a break. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.